Okay. I agree to be videotaped and to be shared to the classroom.
Okay.
This interview.
Hi, I'm Cyrena. I'm your OTA student, and today I'm going to be asking you a few questions about yourself and your daily routine and activities that you do. So, a little bit about occupational therapy. Occupational therapy works on restoring, modifying, and adapting a person's lifestyle to carry out and perform meaningful activities of daily living. So, can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So can you tell me why you're coming in for occupational therapy?
Well, uh, I guess my main concern is that I have discs that are deteriorated in my back, my lower back, and this causes me pain if I have to do work that requires me to bend over or lifting or holding heavy things in my hands and arms. It also gives me some trouble with my legs as far as if I'm walking with something that's excessively heavy, say in the neighborhood of 30 to 40 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you know, so I have some trouble walking upstairs with weight in my, carrying weight. Uh, you know, now on my job, where I get paid to work, I have to deliver parts, and well, sometimes up to whole machines.
Mm-hmm.
Small parts are fairly easy for me to handle, but
But the larger ones are a little
larger
bit more
ones, yeah.
difficult for you with your
Now,
back.
most times I can get help with by employees of the customer, and that will help me.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's some instances where I arrive at a place and there's nobody to help me.
Mm-hmm.
Consequently, I have to engineer or do some way of doing it on my own.
Okay.
So
So,
I have learned to adapt to do some of these things too.
mm-hmm.
So
How have you adapt to those things and you're able to compensate for that?
well, we have plastic crates where, like, okay, I'm taking something that's heavy out of a van, out of the back of a van. So I'll put an empty crate down, upside down, and then work the heavy piece down onto the crate, and then from the crate
Mm-hmm.
down to the ground.
Okay.
So that's one way for me to get something down to the ground
Mm-hmm.
in a safe manner for both myself and what I'm trying to deliver, so that I don't
Mm-hmm.
damage what I'm trying to deliver at the time.
Okay. So what do you feel like you're successful at during your different activities that you do that you're able to do well with your back issues?
Well, I do wear a belt, as you can see,
Mm-hmm.
that is actually a lifting. It's actually designed to help support lifting.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with the belt on, I can get by fairly well. Uh, where without the belt, then the because of the bad discs, the muscles adjacent would uh, go into spasm and be very painful. This
Mm-hmm.
hurts quite a bit, so you really don't want to experience that. So, like I say, by wearing a lifting belt, uh, it does aid me quite a bit. So I wear it all the time, virtually,
Mm-hmm.
except when I'm asleep at night in bed.
So that helps you be able to do the
To
activities that you
function,
want to
yeah,
be able to
yeah.
do. Okay. So tell me about some of the activities that you enjoy doing.
Well, um, I used to do, my wife and I both, we used to do a lot of backpacking in that.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't as much here of late. I still enjoy walking. I have done some, well, like walking half marathons in the past here. Now, I was sick with having non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, which sort of took me down for bit for a year and a half, that total getting chemotherapy and stuff stopped me from doing as much physical work and things. So now I'm trying to get back into just walking well, you know.
How are you doing with walking? Do you do that daily?
No, it's twice a week, pretty much. We try to walk 3 miles in the morning.
Well, that's a good amount of time.
Yeah.
How do you feel when you're walking? Do you,
Well,
do you feel
actually,
all right with your
I feel,
back and everything?
well, yeah, I feel pretty good walking. Well, too, when I do walk, I walk with walking poles,
Okay.
which also help me to move along better. You know, and it takes some of the weight and stress off the back by using 2 poles, walking. You know, so.
So, can you tell me, so what are some of your values? What do you value in life? What's important to you?
I guess being physically active, being able to garden. On Sunday, you know, we go to church. Interacting with people. I interact with people on my job that I'm delivering to, and then I still work at volunteering as far as being a fire police with the local fire company, and I belong to the local Lions Club where we do different activities. Like this past Saturday, we had to hang signs up on the outside of a shed that we were selling food out of to sort of decorate it for the event, you know, and then at the end of the day take everything down again, you know. So I was involved with that.
Oh, that's great.
On Saturday, you know. So.
So tell me a little bit about your past like experiences, and what kind of like work experiences you had.
Now, going way back, I was in the service for 3 years. I was in the Marine Corps. There I did some like police and guard work and stuff. The Marines do a lot of that as it is, you know. I ended up in Annapolis, Maryland for the last year and a half or so of my time in the service, where I would stand gate duty and go out and run the flags up in the morning and bring them down in the evening, things of that sort, and stood duty in the guard shack in a brig, you know. So, and then when I got out, I worked repairing office equipment. Initially, I used to work downtown in Philadelphia on foot, carrying like a toolkit around. In fact, I think this is where I might have injured myself way back when, in loading something heavy into the trunk of a car. And that's when I sprained my back initially, you know. This could have maybe led to some of the trouble with the disc. I'm not sure. It's hard to be conclusive, whether that was, you know, cause and effect the thing. I'm not certain, you know. Now that's like the lymphoma even that I ended up with could have been caused from contaminated water at Camp Lejeune. And I was there during the time that it was a problem. This was back in 56, 57, is when, you know, I was exposed to possibly contaminated water, you know. You know, so.
So now, how old are you now?
Currently, I'm 79 years old. I was born in 1939, July 15th, 1939.
So, can you tell me a little about your house and where you live?
Okay, I live in a rural area, in a ranch-style house. Now, we do have a basement, you know, so there is one flight of stairs physically to go down and come up, bring things up, or take things down to the basement.
How do you do with climbing stairs with your back?
It does affect my legs and my back somewhat.
Okay.
The legs, of course, are tied through the back. So problems with the back can affect the ability of the legs to have the strength and to do the work. The work of moving. The mobile can affect your mobility. So.
When you're going down and up the stairs, do you use the railing to hold on to help steady yourself at all?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Particularly coming up more than going down. Again, I use my hand to help pull my body up as I'm going up. I'll use the handrail and use some upper strength to pull myself a little bit in the direction I want to go, kind of thing.
How's your upper body strength? Do you feel pretty secure with that?
Pretty much, yeah. Then again, for somebody my age, got to qualify.
Well, you're pretty active for your age, so you're doing pretty good. So tell me a little about like your family. Who do you live with?
Well, live with my wife, and we've been married for quite a while. Back 1960s when we were married.
Wow.
So that's what 50 some years. And we have an adult daughter that also lives with us. So.
Okay.
There's basically 3 of us in the family at home.
Do you get any assistance from them at all with like help around the house and things that you have difficulty with?
Sometimes my wife and I will work on projects together, and some gardening work as far as planting or like just recently here. There were sweet potatoes to be harvested, so between my wife and I, we sort of split that chore up. That's one thing that does bother my back a fair bit, is bending over, digging, and to pull potatoes out of the ground and that, and then filling a box up to maybe like 30 pounds or so of potatoes and loading them into a wheelbarrow and pushing it.
Wow.
This becomes a little bit of effort. Now, the other thing I find is that sometimes I'll just not get out of breath, but I'll just feel sort of fatigued. And consequently, I sit down and maybe have to sit for 5 or 10 minutes. And then after 5 or 10 minutes, I recoup to some degree, and I can go back to what I was doing. So that's the way I've adapted to be able to continue doing what I want to do. Is by accepting the fact that I have to be able to sit down for 5 or 10 minutes to take a break. Maybe every 30 minutes or so, or every hour or something like that.
Yeah, that's good. That's good that you know your limits and that you need to rest during those times that you feel that you're getting fatigued. So tell me a little about, do you do anything, are you at all like with virtual devices at all? Do you use them? Do you use like a computer or a cell phone, or how are you doing with that?
I'd use a little flip phone for work, and then to call people, friends, or my granddaughter on occasion, or my daughters and stuff. I have their phone numbers programmed into my phone. That seems to be a big aid to just be able to push one number and call somebody rather than have to dial. So.
And how do you, so you do pretty good with that, and so you use it for work and for social reasons?
Both, yeah.
Okay, so, and you keep your phone with you at work all the time? So if you need any calls?
Yeah, well, yes, on occasion they'll call me, and want me to stop and do something, I'm out on the road delivering for say 5-6 hours. I'm out driving around, and I'm going maybe approximately say 130 miles
Wow.
total. Not necessarily that far away, but so if they want me to stop and pick something up or drop something off, something of that sort, they might call me while I'm en route and change, what I have to do a little bit. So
How often do you work?
2 days a week, pretty much.
2 days a
Wednesday
week.
and Thursdays
Okay.
are my normal 2 days. Sometimes I might pick up an additional day besides that.
And what would you say that, is there a time of year that you enjoy more, or it's easier for mobility, or certain times that is better for you, or more challenging? Like, how do you do in the wintertime with snow and shoveling, and how do
Well,
you adapt to
again,
that?
shoveling's a little hard on the back and stuff. Yeah. Again, I would just have to do like I do with the gardening, is just take breaks if I have to.
Yeah.
Say every half hour, every hour of doing hard work, then I would have to take a break. So.
So tell me a little about your daily routine. So what does your routine look like? What does your day look like?
Well, pretty much I get up around 7 o'clock most days, unless I have something special going on for the morning. 7 o'clock would be my normal time to get up. If I'm home around lunchtime, I would watch the news at 12 o'clock just to see what's going on. I'll listen to the radio when I'm out working. And I listen to the radio during the day. And then in the evening, we'll eat around 7 o'clock. Again, I'll watch the nightly news, and then maybe watch a couple shows on TV, or watch a movie or something, and then go to bed approximately 11 o'clock to 11:30 in that time frame, pretty much.
Okay. So you like to spend a lot of time watching TV and keeping up with the news?
Yeah, to some extent.
Yep. So do you have any cultures or any beliefs that you follow that's important to you, that's meaningful?
Well, I don't know. I think it's a good thing to go to church and to try to, live a good life and be productive and help other people where you can, or things of this sort, to be engaged in your life, with what you're doing.
So with all of this being said, so what's your priorities? What's your goals, in your life?
Well, to some extent, things are starting to wind down. I do think of like security too, not just for myself but for my wife. That I almost anticipate that she's going to outlive me. Consequently, there again, I'd like to try to provide for her. That's why I still work a little job yet. I save a little bit of money, not a whole lot, but it still would be something for her to fall back on, possibly when I'm gone. So,
So supporting in, your family, and that's like your target goal, and financially and everything that they secure.
Yeah.
That's your goal. That's great. Let me see. I think that's all for today. Do you have any questions for me?
What do you think? Can exercise, can I improve my back, or or would surgery be required? These are things I'm not really sure of. Now, I had one doctor some time ago tell me, well, you'll know when need surgery,
Mm-hmm.
surgical intervention, because of, I guess the pain would be that great, or
Mm-hmm.
you know, or it might, it would lose that much mobility that, so, though I'm not real enthusiastic to get something like that done,
Mm-hmm.
because I wouldn't want to be in a situation where something's done and it makes me worse.
Mm-hmm.
Where
Yep.
the outcome isn't beneficial.
Mm-hmm.
Of surgical intervention. Is
Well, there's definitely many interventions that you're able to do, and occupational therapy should be able to help you a lot with that. We can work on using different adaptive tools, so then you don't have to bend over as far. Different safety things like getting up and down the stairs from your basement. There's different tools that we can use, to promote safety. And especially also like any like outdoor things, like gardening and shoveling, and those types of things. And it sounds like you already have some adaptive tools that you use at work that help a lot, and maybe we can also give you some ideas how to do and lift things at work that can better benefit you. So I think you definitely will benefit from occupational therapy.
okay. Thank you,
Yeah.
Cyrena.
Yep, thank you. It was really nice meeting you today.